I'm going to show you exactly what we are doing for a sales funnel sequence for this event that is going to be going on. I'm blocking the names just for some privacy reasons. But first, we're going to look at paid ads. I am not going to be the person doing this. This is going to be a completely separate team. A lot of this actual funnel sequence stuff is part of a separate team that I'm working in tandem with. So let's say you have a paid ad that is going to go directly into a opt-in sales price. First, you try and actually just get them onto the landing page of the website. Then from the landing page, you can opt in to see the price you could potentially purchase. So this is a very simple strategy that most people do. If you just look at the straight line, most people, they, let's say, run a paid ad or run some sort of advertisement. They get them to the opt-in page. You try and get them to see what the event is about or see what the product's about and hopefully see if they purchase. That does not work too well from a conversion standpoint. So what do? You get them on the website, you get them to opt into some sort of email sequence. That's when you get to this second part of the funnel sequence. So those leads are going to be opt-in 2024. So from the opt-in email sequence, they do a promo email immediately. Right when you give them the email, you get some sort of email sequence. Then from there, you're going to try and get them to the checkout. Okay. Then 3 hours later, it's going to be email 2. It's not just a promo. You're not just saying, hey, buy my product. You're turning that cold traffic or even warm traffic into very hot traffic with the goal of showing them why they need to be there. Right? Someone told me the other day, Josh, it seems like what you're doing is very psychological manipulated. And it's not. All you're doing is finding the people that would potentially want to find your product. That's what advertising is. You are just finding the certain people who would potentially buy your product and showing them why it could or could not be a good buy. You're just doing it at an optimized rate. Anyway, so 3 hours later, they get another email providing more value. This is not a promo and advertising. You're providing value, showing them a reason why this could potentially be beneficial to them. You try and get them back to the check-in page. Then if a lead buys from this sequence, they will be removed. Obviously, that is, you do not want to keep them going through this email sequence. But then day 2, you get another email. If they check out, they are no longer in here. And then you do a day 2 email, same thing. You're just showing them why they need to buy. This is warming up the audience. It's showing them the value. It's showing them more of the product. It's showing them what they're actually going to get. Then day 3 email. After that, if they don't buy after day 3, then they are going to just go into the regular email list. What we are going to do is we are going to have an abandoned cart. I don't know if you guys remember me talking about the abandoned cart a little bit ago. If you go to a website, you fill out all your information and you abandon your cart, a lot of products, what they'll do is they'll send you an immediate email saying, hey, I see that you didn't buy the product. Here's 40% off. Because you're taking advantage of the high intent, you try and do some sort of additional value for that customer, which is why I was saying, hey guys, if you ever want to buy a product, but you want to know if there's a discount, go to the checkout page, fill it out, and then just abandon the cart. What you're going to see is if they have this abandonment cart page, which a lot of services do, I know that firsthand from experience, then you might get like a 30-40% off because they see that you had the high intent, but didn't necessarily purchase. So that is a tip for you guys, but also a tip for marketers. These people have high intent. If they didn't make the purchase, find out why. Give them a reason to go over the edge with some sort of urgency. The email would have, hey, you have 5 hours to fill this out and you get 20% off, or whatever you're doing. You're using urgency, you're using scarcity, that this is going to be going away, a one-time deal. Pretty much all you're doing. So that is the email sequence that will be going on. So now let's go back to this is just the ad traffic. So you go to ad traffic, get them on the website, you get them into the email. This is where you get the email. Then you go to, let's say they actually do purchase, and then you cross-sell them. You try and upsell them on a VIP ticket. So then they get put into a different email sequence on email 1, email 2 of showing them why they might potentially want an upsell. A lot of people are not going to want that. You're finding the small percentage of people who would. Now we're going to go down to what I love. So this is ad traffic. A lot of that's going to be cold traffic, maybe warm traffic. People have seen your content before, but I personally am a fan of warm traffic. So my goal is this person right here is the person I'm working with. My goal is to double or triple his email list size. He has 40,000 people on it right now. I just took over. He's absolutely crushing it with monthly views on organic sites. So what I'm doing with him is I'm going to be filling out lead magnet specific videos around the topic that would find our ideal clientele, get them on some sort of lead magnet. So then the email goes straight, not to the registration page, but it goes into email sequence 1. So it would go here to straight to the email sequence, bringing them as to why they might find value in this type of post. That is exactly what we want. We want to just nurture a potential customer to the highest possible degree, making their experience very, very high. If their experience is good, they would definitely be much higher likelihood to actually pay for the event because they think if the quality this early on is this high, then the quality for the product must be just as high, if not better. And then once they purchase, this is when I was talking about this the other day as well, we are going to have an additional email sequence for people who did purchase, not just cross or upselling them on different products, but actually nurturing them, giving them more free additional value. The best thing you can do when you have an online business is when someone buys your product, you give them something, an additional bonus that you didn't talk about. That is giving extra additional free will. Even if it's something that you were going to include, just don't talk about it in your sales presentation. And obviously, this is going to be a small portion of the sale. Just give it to them extra. That is the best thing that you can do. Who doesn't like additional free stuff? Probably nobody, especially if you weren't expecting it. That usually when it feels the best makes you think that you got your money's worth and some. So this whole thing is just one part of the email sequence. Personally, I don't know a whole lot about paid ads. So this is not my wheelhouse. This is going to be a different team. I don't know the optimization strategies. So where I come in is getting more people on the avatar's actual email list, which is going to be the warmest audience, which is going to be the people who are most likely to buy. That is kind of the key thing. If let's say this person has 40,000 people on their email list, if I can get them up to $100,000 before this event in August, 100,000 emails, I guarantee you we sell out of the event without paid ads, just because I know that this stuff works. I know that it works very, very well. The best audience that you could have is a warm, organic audience. Those are the people that know, like, and trust you to the highest possible degree. And that's usually who people want to purchase from. If there is a product, one from your small local business, one from a large chain, most people, if the product is the same, if it's the same distance away, if it's no extra hassle, most people would prefer to go to the small business owner that they went to, that they get a laugh out of. They want to support the small business owner, but usually they're much more friendly because they actually care about the work that they're doing. I know when I'm home in Boston, I have a little restaurant that I go to that has pretty good food, not the best in the world, but I like it a lot. I go there every single time simply because I love the owner, because I want to support his business. I would rather give him my money than someone else. Why? Because I've come to know, like, and trust him. And I want to actually provide some sort of value to his service because I see him working very hard every single day. That's how a lot of rational beings are. So then it just comes down to, how do you get people to know, like, and trust you? It's really just being yourself. If you are being yourself, that is the absolute best thing that you can do. I actually think that this is going to be pretty valuable. If someone watching this has an online business and is marketing it through social media or paid ads or something, you might want to give this a double watch, or maybe even screenshot this as to what this email sequence looks like. This is, it's not high level. This is not complex, but it is very, very, very effective. So none of this is actually that difficult. All you're doing is you are getting people on an email list. Once you get them on an email list, you have them on some sort of email sequence. When they go from there, all you're doing is just nurturing them. And the way that you can track this without me giving away the specific person, when the next time you hear a YouTuber or someone online say, hey, sign up for this free thing here, it's always going to make you give your email. Or any website, it's always going to make you give your email. So what you can do is, next time you see that from someone that's very successful, because those are not the people who talk about this and teach it how to do it. They're the ones who do it for themselves. So when you see someone highly, highly successful doing some sort of free pitch to get an email, I want you to think about what actually happens. These are all automated emails. Let's say you get 5 in a row on 5 different days. Try and understand the psychology as to what they're doing. That's how I learn 95% of what I do. I reverse engineer what the top people are doing, instead of listening to YouTubers with 1,000 subscribers teaching you how to do this. Even if it's good, it doesn't really matter. If you were the best in the game, those are the people to learn from, because those aren't the people teaching it. So just reverse engineer it. Why are they marketing the way that they're doing? How many emails are they sending? Try and think about the types of emails that they're sending. It's usually going to be personal stories, very high intense, that really make you want to read it, that hook you into the next email. It really comes down to a science. You can also read Russell Brunson's book about this stuff. He has 3 of them. I'd recommend all 3. That is as much as you need to really sell products online. That's the marketing stuff. So then it comes down to, how do you get people to want to buy your product? Have a great freaking product. When you're really good at what you do, the easiest thing in the world is to get customers. Just become really, really, really good at what you do. And so I'll just show you an example. So this is the past year for Ken McElroy. His channel was completely dead. It was down significantly. This number was down. This is saying that this is pretty good, but it was down like 45% compared to normal. They were doing like 250 to 300,000 views per month. They were just getting no traction. Now they're doing up to 1.4, 1.5 million views per month right when I started taking over. That is less. That was 1.5 months ago, right? Actually here. And so because I showed results instantly, Kenny's telling all of his friends. And now I'm meeting with every single one of his buddies who all want this to happen for them, because they know this is not just YouTube. When you have a legit business, if you go from 200,000 views a month to 1.5 million, what that is going to happen is you should be able to 5x your business because of that, if you understand some of these marketing tactics. So what I do is I take over people's social medias, and if I can 10x their social media, and then from that also increase their sales conversion, because these guys had no sort of sales conversions. So if you can do that, you are going to be incredibly successful in what you're doing. And I'm really not saying this to brag, but people keep asking me, how is it so easy for you to get work? And all I'm saying is just get really good at something that people need. And if super highly successful people need your service or skill or product, then you will be able to learn from or do whatever the hell you want. That's the position that I'm in. And it is so ridiculously fortunate. I guess I will keep you guys updated as to how this little funnel sequence works. And I'm probably going to be learning a lot about paid ads in this time. I've actually been analyzing them. And people say, oh, I'll tell you what I'm doing to learn paid ads right now. I am just watching paid ads when they come up on my feed. And I cannot recommend this enough. Patrick Bet-David, if you don't know who he is, so he owns Valuetainment. I've been fortunate enough to become friends with him and go to a lot of his parties or to his office. And he is having these ads on Instagram or Facebook. I don't know where the hell that he's having ads right now. And I saw it on Instagram. They are the best ads I've ever seen before. They are targeting the exact audience that he wants. He's using the urgency, scarcity. He's doing every single thing. And I know that his conversions are exceptionally high because they keep coming up. And when usually you drop ads that don't work too well. So what I'm doing is I am analyzing. When I see an ad on my feed, I try and watch and see, why is this ad coming to me? What psychological impact does it have on me? What would I change? What would I fix? What would I do differently? Is this powerful? Why is this good? And then try and break it down, because it's the same psychology that you do for an ad on Instagram or on YouTube is the same sales psychology that you do when you try and pitch someone from your product, from your email list, or from your YouTube channel. So I'm trying to break down the psychology of it so I can replicate it for any niche, anywhere, anytime. Anyway, goodbye.